Hello everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my craft room. Today I thought I would share my amigurumi journey with you guys. So I'll go from the very beginning to where I am now. And if you're just starting amigurumi, I hope this helps you realize that you can go from something that's not so good to something that's pretty darn good. So I hope this video can inspire you to keep practicing and keep experimenting and keep finding out what else you can do. The first time I crocheted was actually on a bus coming back from a field trip, I believe. A school field trip to see the Lion King musical. And my best friend taught me how. I don't really remember what grade it was, but I just remember I was on a field trip coming back on the bus with the overhead light on, and then some other girls were getting a little mad, but it's okay. So I started out kind of knitting first. I got a how to knit book for kids at school one day, and it came with a pair of really poor quality wooden knitting needles. And then so I tried that out for a while and then kind of dropped it. And then my best friend started showing me how to crochet, and she gave me a set of boy hooks. I don't even remember what I made. I think it might have been like kind of like a bookmark or something, but it's just some little tiny thing because she was just showing me how to do it. And then I don't think I crocheted like at all for a long time after that. And then just one day I was going through stuff in my room and I found those crochet hooks again, and I don't know if I already had yarn or I went and bought some yarn, but anyway. So I just picked it up one day and decided I was gonna start crocheting. And then I looked up a bunch of YouTube tutorials actually. So first I learned from my best friend, and then I kind of forgot, and then then I relearned on YouTube. Pretty shortly after I learned like kind of the basics and the gist of it, I started looking at how to crochet like a ball and like different shapes and just stuff you use for amigurumi. And I really enjoyed amigurumi. I just thought it was so cool that you could make your own creations with just a hook and yarn. When I first started out with amigurumi, it was really bad. I was crocheting them inside out and they just never turned out how I wanted them to, really, like the very first ones. But after I got into it a little bit, I was still crocheting them inside out, but they started getting better anyway, so that was okay for me. Okay, so I have my very first amigurumi that I ever made, and it's really bad. I don't even know what it is, but it kind of looks like a pig, honestly. As you can see, the construction is very poor. Ears are flopping around, and it is inside out. So yeah, that was the very first one. And then after this, I made this, and I think it's kind of like a little cat or something. I don't know what I was going for, but I think it was a cat. So yeah, went from that to that. That was my first attempt at like an actual ball shape. I don't even know what this was. Now I'll insert some pictures of other things I made very early on in the beginning for family and friends. So as you can see, my first amigurumi weren't that good, so if yours look better than that, I think you're off to a good start. I don't remember like the orders of every single piece I made, obviously, but one of the next ones I made was this little mouse, which I was actually pretty proud of at the time. So kind of proud of how the face and body turned out, and ears. I don't know, I think this one's cute. I brought this to school one day, and one of my English teachers was really scared of mice, so I showed it to her, and she thought it was really cute but disgusting at the same time. I just thought it was funny. She was really nice. And another thing I made was this very random walrus head. I don't know why I made a walrus, but I did. I think I was like drawing walruses for a little bit in school, just for fun, but he'll probably never get a body, but oh well. And another thing I made was this little monkey. He's got a tail. He's got a little hat. I was pretty proud of this little guy because I was learning how to be really free with my amigurumi, because that little face piece. One that I'm still kind of proud of to this day is this tiny little bear made out of crochet thread. And this little bear is about 3 inches tall. And I think the shortest one I made was like 2.5 inches tall, around there. But I made that other one for my best friend, so she has it. I think this was the very first amigurumi like tutorial or pattern I tried to follow, and I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. I think it's mostly just construction issues and the fact that I did it inside out, like all the other ones I showed you so far were. The eyes are kind of far apart. Poor construction again. Ears are coming off, but I don't know, I was happy that I was able to follow a pattern at least. Now, this is the first one that I was really proud of, and I was kind of like, whoa, I made that. Just because I was in high school, and I don't know, I was really young and Hadn't been crocheting for that long. But what I did when I started really getting into crochet, I would just sit in my room for hours just listening to music. Didn't even care if my hands started to hurt or my back started to hurt. I just kept on going. 'Cause I really loved it. And I didn't really have that many friends, so that's what I did instead. So here is my very first dragon. Like all the others, he also has poor construction, but much better at that now, of course. So he's got wings, and he has some pipe cleaners in his wings, but they didn't hold up. I'm actually pretty happy with how this, like the general design looks, and I had been wanting to create another dragon for like pretty much ever since I made this one. I was like, oh, I gotta make some more. So the next attempt just turned out to be a head. Didn't do the body. I think I just like remembered how much work the purple one was. But yeah. And I wasn't very good at this before, but I'm still not very good at it. Is making the face look the same on both sides. And I don't think it's just me being a perfectionist at all. I think there is a difference, like a decent difference. But anyway, yeah. I wish I would have at least attempted to make a body for this guy, because I think he's pretty cool, just as a head, even. Once I started getting more into amigurumi, I figured out that I was crocheting them inside out. So I finally fixed that, and I will insert some more pictures of amigurumi I made for friends and family after I learned how to do it the right way. So when I first started doing amigurumi, I didn't really care about the number of stitches, and I didn't really know that was important, I guess. I mean, it is, but it isn't with amigurumi, because you can just like go at it and just end up with something really great that has the weirdest stitch count ever. But yeah. That's all part of being creative. Just do what looks good, I guess. So when I actually started to count and like keep track of my stitches and everything and make everything nice and even, I started making my own patterns. And this Benjamin Bear was my first one. I showed him in podcast number 1. But I was really excited when I got this pattern done, because I don't know, it was the first one that it's the first thing of mine that anyone else was gonna make too. Which is a weird thought to me, but it's really cool. I hope people enjoy all my patterns. The second pattern I did was my Neapolitan kitten, inspired by Neapolitan ice cream. It's we had it in our house. And we kept buying it for a while, and I was just like obsessed with it. So when I was thinking of a new design or something, when I was trying to figure out which pattern I should do next, I had this pattern partially done already from when I made one for one of my daughters and my little sister. So I already had this pattern partially written down, but then I went back into my notebook, looked at it, and just figured I would redo it and make it so other people could make her too. My oldest daughter really loves to play with this all the time. If she sees it sitting on my shelf, then she will ask, "Mommy, can I have it?" And of course I let her have it because she's my daughter and I love her, and I love it when she enjoys what I make for her too. So after the Neapolitan kitten, I did this Odd Bod. This is my third pattern, and these three are all on my Ravelry page, which I will have linked in the description below. So they're all free patterns. There's Benjamin, Neapolitan, which you can do in whatever color you want, obviously. You could do the whole thing one solid color, or just like change it up however you want to. You could do that with any of my patterns. And yep, the Odd Bod, Slick. And I was thinking about maybe doing the other Odd Bods. The only difference is the color and these little head accessories, so let me know down below if you would like me to do any of the other Odd Bods. This next thing is the most detailed and biggest project I have made so far. It was all because, like I said, I wanted to do another dragon after I did this one. So I made my forest dragon. I think he's pretty cool. He's got little leaves on his back all the way down. He's got hanging moss. And he's got a tongue and teeth and a mouth and everything. So I was really excited when I got him done. It took a while, but I was working on him like as often as I can in a day, like for a long time. Yeah, you can see the size difference between the dragons. If I was going to redo this one, I would definitely make the tail longer, just because it's kind of short for me, but in the future I am going to make one that's more similar to this dragon, just because I really like, I don't know, it's more cute than this one, I guess. So that's my amigurumi journey. I will be doing a video on how to design your own amigurumi next. So if you want to see that, please subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss that video or any of my other videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.